netizen, bapak ibu, anak sekolahan, mahasiswa, orang kantoran, siapapun anda ya, welcome back ke channel gua. Dan kali ini gua akan melanjutin main Hogwarts Legacy. Dan di part sebelumnya kita tuh udah dapet intro ya dari game ini, dan itu tuh bener-bener keren banget ya guys ya. Dan kalian kalau belum nonton, nanti gua kasih link videonya di deskripsi ya, kalian bisa nonton dulu baru kalian lanjutin nonton yang ini. Dan sekarang kita itu udah di Hogwarts ya, udah di Akademi Hogwarts, dan kita sudah mendapatkan House Hufflepuff ya teman-teman. Jadi yuk langsung aja kita lanjutin gameplay Hogwarts-nya ya. Nah, di sini kita udah di common room-nya guys. Bagus ya, common room Hufflepuff, kayak comfy vintage core gitu gimana gitu. Bagus sih, bagus. Must be different starting. Anjir, kita digibahin guys. Emang kenapa kalau gua mulainya tahun kelima? Nggak boleh tambah. Kita harus introduce yourself to Adelaide, Arthur, dan Lenora. Oke, kita mulai dulu sama yang ini ya. Oh, ini Lenora.
Such a beautiful owl. Oh, hello.
Hello, Lenora.
She's awfully regal, isn't she? Is that your owl? I don't know who she is. Likely one of the Hufflepuffs around here. Owls choose their own company anyway. Wait, you're the new 5th year. Quite the dramatic entrance you made. Can't imagine wanting to call attention to yourself, especially since everyone will be watching to see how much you already know. I am a bit concerned. I have a lot of catching up to do. Indeed, 4 years of schoolwork is a bit... Being that far behind, I'd feel so... inadequate. Of course, presumably, as a hard-working Hufflepuff, you'll prove yourself all the time. I'm hard-working too, as you might suspect. But sometimes I think I should have been a Ravenclaw. I've rather a searing wit. At least people have always told me so. I'm Lenora, by the way. Lenora Everly. Well, mustn't keep you. You've such a lot to do.
Betul. Terima kasih, Lenora.
It was nice meeting you, Lenora. Of course. Adieu. What's this? Oh, Uncle, this doesn't sound like you. Something's wrong. Oh, hello there. You're the new Hufflepuff, yes? I'm Adelaide. Pleasure to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Is everything all right? Oh, yes. I'm just a bit distracted. Letter from my uncle. So tell me, I've been hearing all sorts of rumors. Were you really nearly gobbled up by a dragon? That one is true. Not the typical start to a new school. That's dreadful. Well, I'm glad you made it here alive. Well, anyway, I imagine you have lots to do. I hope you have a wonderful first day.
Baiklah, kita harus baik ya guys ke semua orang ya guys di sini karena kita baru juga.
Thank you, Adelaide. Be seeing you. Of course, and good luck.
Thank you. Good luck juga.
Arthur's got you. It's all right. You don't need to be frightened, little cat.
Ini ada yang nyangkut kucingnya.
I can't quite reach.
Come on, you went that way.
Hope they can catch him. Big castle for a student to get lost in, let alone a cat. I'm sure you'll find your way all right. I mean, it can be a bit overwhelming at first. I still get lost sometimes. Welcome to Hufflepuff, by the way. Really glad to have you in our house. I'm Arthur.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Was that your cat?
No, one of the first years, I think. Don't have any pets of my own, unfortunately. My mother doesn't think too highly of them, especially magical ones.
I'm sorry to hear that. I think magical beasts are rather incredible.
Best thing about coming to Hogwarts. Nifflers, glumbumbles, bowtruckles. I thought they were only pictures in books before. Well, Dad did bring home a puffskein once. Mum was furious. Anyway, I better go make sure the first years caught that cat. Don't want them to be late on their first day.
Okay, good luck, Arthur.
Nice meeting you, Arthur. And good luck finding that cat.
Thank you. Try not to get lost in the castle yourself.
Iya, semoga ya. Bang
Is the
Arthur.
new Hufflepuff out of bed yet? Professor Weasley's waiting for them outside the common room.
Do you think it's painful to be in a half-transfigured state?
Why does the
Apa
wizard
sih?
require an magi to register
Ih.
themselves?
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts.
Tuh.
Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind.
Semoga ya.
Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs.
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 Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams.
Aduh, UAS,
They will
guys.
determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success.
Widih.
Here you
Apa
are.
tuh? Aku apa nih, guys?
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to
Field
keep track of
guide.
what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a fifth year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Anjay, kita dikasih buku langka, guys. Mantap, bro.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test.
Waduh, kita disuruh jalan sama Ibu Profesor Weasley, guys. Baiklah, kita jalan-jalan santai dulu ya. Di sini.
This way. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore.
Visiting lore, Hufflepuff basement.
I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student.
Bisa dibuka
Using the
sih.
guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. Do keep up.
Iya, sebentar. Oh, tadi kan kemarin kita nggak dikasih tunjuk ya, masuk yang outline, sekarang dikasih tunjuk.
Simply cast Revelio on it and we'll see what the guide says.
Oh. Revelio. Oh, kita harus Revelio.
Revelio.
Wih, apa nih? Hufflepuff ini. Oh, gitu.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
Oke, kita harus nyari-nyari kayak gituan, guys, di outside sama di dalam castle ternyata. Ini ikutin dia sampai kemana ya? Apa sih? Bagus banget sumpah. Kayak berasa di Hogwarts beneran. Ya emang Hogwarts sih. Apa nih? Apakah kita akan...
Ah, good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
You've discovered flue flame, fast travel point. You can open the map anytime. Oh, tempat TP. Oh, Hogwarts is divided into the main area, the left side of the map. Wah, gede banget ini. Select Great Hall region. Oh, kita harus pencet dulu terus baru in Grey Flue Flame reveal. Oh, itu yang belum di unlock. Kalau yang hijau udah di unlock. The right side of the map, all academic point including astronomy tower, library, and greenhouse. Yang kanan ini tuh astronomy tower, perpustakaan sama tempat kebun lah intinya. Greenhouse. Select library and next region to continue. Library has unlocked. Oh, udah di unlock nih. AD to rotate the map and fast travel to with Gue nggak salah pencet kan ya? Tadi gue ngikutin
And here we
tutorialnya aja.
are.
Oh iya benar.
Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall.
Central Hall.
You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall.
Keren banget guys.
Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak.
Gila keren banget.
That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today.
Kita harus ada
And I'd
dua.
like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as
Dua
possible
kelas kita.
to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
Ada butterbeer guys.
Thank you,
Thank
Professor
you,
Weasley.
Professor
A lot to
Weasley.
absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn.
Iya.
Happily, your professors have agreed to
Banyak
create
banget sih.
additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no
Baik
time.
banget, cuy.
Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
Jadi berdua di belakang ngapain hari ini? Ngapain di belakang?
We did take a bit of a detour on the way here. Ended up exploring some ruins and... I shouldn't say more.
Exploring ruins? Well, I presume Professor Fig has his reasons for keeping the details to himself for now. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you.
Kita bakal
Good luck
sedikit
today.
lagi, guys.
And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
Oke, kita harus kelas ya di sini guys. Berarti kita habis kelas, habis itu kita langsung ke Professor Weasley. Oke, ini kita disuruh talk dulu sama Professor Fig. Oke,
It's
kita
good to
ngobrol
see
dulu
you,
lagi.
Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you and Professor Weasley talking about exploring ruins?
She caught me off guard. I didn't tell her anything else about our travels here. I will say, I think she suspects we're not being entirely
Maaf ya, Pak, saya
forthcoming.
lupa.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map?
Mau dong,
Unfold it
Bapak.
and have a look.
Mau dong. Fill the quest from map. Widih, kita ada quest di sini. Yang kayak gini tuh berarti main quest, dan Some quests are locked spell requirement. Harus belajar spell dulu baru bisa activate questnya. Track quest and continue. Kita bakal defense dulu atau charm class? Levioso. Kok Levioso bukan Leviosa? Akio dulu sih.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Quest complete. Welcome to Hogwarts. Charm compass new item unlock. Banyak banget.
All I can say is
Apa nih?
Do you think it's possible to spend
Terus
time
ngapain?
with any of the
Cast
merchants
charm.
late?
when Helen said draw was best. How would I know?
Ini kita dikasih jalan kalau pencet V. Oke. Tadi pencet apa ya? Lupa aja.
Game's the best.
Ini bagus banget kayak sini. Ada apa nggak ya di sini?
Revelio.
Nggak ada sih, nggak ada apa-apa. Siapa tahu ada apa gitu kan. Ini defense that are
Lo ngomong keliru banget guys, asli dah.
Itu ada suara guys, tapi gimana? Aku nggak tahu.
Now, Annabelle, it was a long time ago. If I could undo all that happened that day, I would. That life is behind me, I promise. I'm sorry.
Ya, hilang. Oke, berarti kita langsung lanjut aja ke charm kelasnya ya guys ya.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
I think he's going to.
Some of us.
Kok nggak ada yang hafal?
Here.
Oh, ada deh.
Behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Onai.
Hello, I am Nettie.
Nettie.
So
Hello,
you are the
Nettie.
new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to year 5 of charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now.
Lah, saya belum datang, Bapak.
My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another.
Garing, Bapak.
Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Kita baca
Akio.
mantap. bro.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
After me. Oke, kita keluar dari kelas, guys. Kita belajar di luar. Mantap. Sejauh ini masih bagus ya sih. Iya, masih bagus banget, dan segala grafiknya juga kayak nggak bisa ngomong sih bener.
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
Wah, waduh, gimana nih bro? Saya nggak paham.
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Show us how it's done.
Oke, Bapak. Berarti kita harus ke 50 ya. Iya.
Excellent. Not to worry.
Hah, gimana sih? Harus dipencet lagi ya?
That's it.
Oh, harus dipencet lagi, bro. Anjay, langsung 50, guys.
Very good.
Ya, jatuh. Bisa ulang gak sih?
Very good. Points to Hufflepuff. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up.
Oh my god. Gue udah ngerti.
You'll be the blues just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Halo, Nati.
Yes, sir.
Bye, one Nati. Gua dulu apa lu nih? Oh, dia dulu.
Let us see this.
Waduh. Belum apa-apa udah 50 aja.
That is how it's done.
Oh no.
Stay focused.
Here we go.
Dari 52. Kau yang bener ya. Kau yang bener-bener ya. Jago banget ini orang. Oh ya, kita kan bisa jatuhin gak sih? Ini
Excellent control there.
Watch this.
Oke. Kita harus nggak nyundul.
Nicely done.
Bisa ngulang gak sih? Gue pengen ngulang. Gak sudi.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
Nah, ya, kita buy one lagi, guys. Oke, mantap. Waduh.
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
Aduh, anjir. Ada kotak-kotak.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Let us see this.
Wah, gila, dia jago banget anjir. Wah, ini bot
That is
jago
how
banget.
it's done.
Guys. Let's go, my man.
That's it.
Gila, Bisa nggak lu? Bisa nggak lu?
Here we go.
Kalau sampai disundul kayak oh enggak, disundul guys.
There we go.
Bentar.
I know everyone but try not to be nervous. You are doing quite well.
Ih, dikit lagi.
Brilliant.
Kenapa tuh?
Watch this.
Padahal.
Yes.
Bentar ya guys ya.
Not exactly your typical lesson, is it? Not that I mind.
Aduh, salah satu udah puncak.
Splendid!
Anjay, tight sehari kita. Oke, nggak apa-apa guys. Mantap guys.
Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Anjay, udah kelar. Kita kelas gitu doang guys.
A tight game. It turns out we were evenly matched. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
Iya, amin dah. Semoga. Oh no, I'm glad you understand.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Ouagadougou just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Yaudah, terima kasih ya guys ya.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Ouagadougou, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Bye-bye, Nati. Nice to meet
Of course.
you.
A word, if you would.
Humans.
Okay,
If
Papa.
you're so.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation.
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? And what a close match between you and Miss Onai. Invigorating.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Baik Pak, terima kasih Pak. Anda sangat baik sekali. Aja kita dapat juga cok itu achievement di level 2. Sorry Mbak.
Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
Iya, ayo kita coba.
Hello. You wanted to speak to me. Samantha Dale. I've been eager to meet you. You're the student everyone's been whispering about. Hope your first day's going well. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms. I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck. My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
Halo Samantha Dale. Apa nih ada?
Even if I knew how to get.
You'll get it.
Oke, kita bakal ke selanjutnya guys. Side quest are not available. Oke, kalau side quest kayaknya gue bakal fokusin di main questnya aja ya. Atau mungkin gue bakal live ya. Kita bisa tele nggak ya ke sini? Bentar. Coba kita tele ke sini. Lebih deket nggak ya? Kalau juga paham coy. Kita udah di sini ya guys ya. Nah, iya lebih dekat berarti guys. Apa nih tempatnya? Kita
Lumos.
Kok Lumos? Revelio dulu.
Revelio.
selanjutnya. Apa ini serem banget cuy.
Is that all you've got?
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Sekarang kita bakal belajar Levioso ya guys ya, mantap. Pas sekarang. Ya, kan pencet. Gak apa-apa lah ya guys ya.
Levioso.
Anjay, murid baru nih bos, senggol dong.
Now, let's try something a little larger.
Kita harus angkat itu. Nah,
Let us begin with the basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, it's good. Well done. Very good, but the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
This should be easy. Good form.
I know.
This can't be your first duel.
What's the thing?
How's the view?
Cast Levioso to throw your opponent off guard. You're good.
How perceptive. What are you doing up there? I know.
Gua lupa. Cara ngedodge itu gimana guys? Pencet apa ya ngedodge tuh? Gue lupa, sumpah. Bentar ya, kita cari tahu nih. Oke, jadi
You're good.
How perceptive. Lucky.
Nothing lucky about it.
This can't be your first duel.
What's the thing? Rather good at this, aren't you?
I know.
I do enjoy life duel. Excellent defensive skills.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
Iyalah. Walaupun tadi kalah ya. Gue cuma gak tau cara ngedodge.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Hufflepuff.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
Nice work.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Unsanctioned? Sound intriguing. Sounds suspicious.
Unsanctioned? I don't know. School rules are in place for a reason.
Yes, to keep students in the dark. So many things we're deemed unprepared to know. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested.
Tapi kayaknya harus.
Till next time.
Yes, till next.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are. I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit during your brief detour near... what was it you said? Some ruins? I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me. Isn't there?
No, Professor. Kita harus diam-diam.
Nothing more, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to assign your first one. Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your own wand to be far superior.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
Nah, kita kok tahu sih, serem juga. Kita mau Nati atau Sebastian, guys? Nati sih.
I'd like to go with Natty.
Excellent choice. Miss Onai is one of our most talented students. And she knows the area. She'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Rookwood?
A rather unsavory local. Best to avoid him and his associates, including his right hand of sorts, Theophilus Harlow, if you can. Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle doors. No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.
Oke guys, kayaknya aku bakal tutup sampai sini dulu ya part 2 karena ini main questnya di lock dan kita harus ngerjain side quest dulu. Jadi nanti next partnya aku bakal ngelanjutin di sini yang welcome to Hogsmeade. Thank you guys semuanya yang udah nonton ya. Jangan lupa like, comment, subscribe, dan juga jangan lupa share ke teman-teman kalian yang mungkin ada yang suka Hogwarts dan mungkin mau menonton ini dulu sebelum dia membeli gamenya, karena ini benar-benar bagus banget ya guys ya. Jangan lupa juga buat nyalain loncengnya ya, karena gue sering banget live gaming di TikTok, di YouTube. Nanti gue bakal taruh link TikTok gue di deskripsi ya guys ya. Baiklah, thank you guys for watching and I'll see you in the next episode of Hogwarts Legacy ya. Bye bye.